to the Tutors of Life podcast, episode 74. This is your host, Shaun Tutor.
And this is Sam.
How are you today, Sam?
I'm doing well.
Dude, we've been productive.
After a very unproductive morning.
We had to get our 007 in. Had to have some brekkie.
Had to have some brekkie. Hung out with Hamo.
Hung out with Dajo. Taking a nice and easy, slow start to the day.
Yeah, and then we kind of kicked it in high gear because we have to go to a movie in 45 minutes.
You bet. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm just looking forward to... Wait, which movie theater is it at?
AMC.
Is that the...
One in the mall.
God, that one's lame.
Yeah.
I want the one where they serve food and beer.
Yeah, Ian was gonna switch... Well, first AMC was the only one that had it, and then I guess Micon decided to have it, but it was too late. Ian already had the tickets for the other one.
That's lame.
I know.
Dude, why does AMC even exist anymore?
Seriously, Micon should just buy it.
Dude. Gosh, they should. Okay, lame. But cool. Alright. What do you got for us today?
Having a good foundation for your business.
Building a foundation. Everything rests on the foundation.
If you guys saw, I think it was probably like 2 months ago now. I made a Instagram post on it.
Oh, for lifting.
Yeah.
You know, foundations really relate everywhere.
Yeah.
Relationships.
Yep.
Marriage.
Definitely that.
I know all about that.
Yeah, you do. Definitely.
Talk about a power base. Is that...
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really, it falls in all parts of life, really. There was just one day I was at the gym. Shaun and I don't do a whole lot of powerlifting movements anymore. We kind of stopped playing with that.
Sorry, fuck, dude, chill. Damn.
It just makes noise on the podcast, and it bothers me when I have to listen to it.
You think so?
Yes.
Does it really?
Yes.
I don't believe you. I was playing with the cord.
Anyways.
I need a fidget spinner.
So...
Remember when those were a thing a couple years ago?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
When I was still at Yankee.
Yep.
You're interrupting my story.
I know.
So Shaun
You interrupted me.
Shaun and I don't do powerlifting movements as much anymore. We kind of do movements to maintain our looks. More bodybuilding exercises, is that what you say?
Yeah, more bodybuilding stuff. We train in the morning, and I'm lazy.
Yeah.
That's why I do it.
But so one day I went without Shaun, and I wanted to do some deadlifts again. But I obviously didn't want to try to see how heavy I could lift right away.
Foolish. You always go in doing that. At least I do.
Yeah, seriously. So I started off really light, and I just stayed at a light weight the whole time, and kind of, I was just thinking about how, like, especially when you get into heavier powerlifting movements, like deadlift and squat and bench, you need to make sure you have a good foundation. Because if you don't know how to do the movement right, then you're going to hurt yourself once you add more weight. So that's, like, the whole point of that one gym session I had was to just make sure I was still doing the movements correctly and it felt good and my body's just doing what it's supposed to do. And while I was doing it, I was like thinking about businesses and how businesses really can crumble if their foundation isn't strong.
So yeah, the business can crumble. Another way we could look at this is going back to the fundamentals of what got you to where you are.
Yeah.
And just a lot of the times a business or an individual or something, they do things to reach a point and they almost forget what they did to get there and they just start reinventing the wheel. And they're not going back to the fundamentals of what got them there and made them successful or whatever it may be.
Right.
So going back to the fundamentals could be a way to get some good repetitions in to move you in the right direction.
Right. And they're good just to look at every once in a while anyways, because there could be things that have changed. Like if your company grew bigger, you might need to revise some of the things that worked when you were a smaller company, but once you're a bigger one, it doesn't work anymore.
100%.
And that's like, just like lifting. Even like at one point when Shaun and I were just purely lifting heavy, it's good to have those days where you go back to lifting the light weight to making sure that your formation is good at all weights. So yeah, that's kind of what just inspired this. And I know like we have some friends that are having to go back to some of the fundamentals a little bit. The business I work for, I think there is some things that they could change as well now that they're bigger than what they have been. So I just think it's a fun thing to talk about.
Yeah, it's fun.
I think it's fun. Shaun, I don't think cares about a lot of this.
No, I do. I like this stuff a lot. It's interesting and it's neat. Ryan and I still talk a lot about stuff like this and how to get a company to have a strong foundation. Him and I still talk a lot about that stuff.
Oh, that's
that
good.
Stuff's fun.
Right now, Shaun and I are trying to create a strong foundation for Tutor's home improvement. So when Ryan and I started our company 5 years ago, when we started that, him and I didn't really track anything as far as like the processes and the systems. And so we went like the first 3 years in business cowboy style. And then I think around year 4 is when we really started actually writing systems down. Sam came and worked for us and started like writing systems down. Yes.
And we continued to write systems down. And then when we got a VA, we kept doing systems. When we added new HR and stuff, we continued with systems. And so it kind of, once we were like 4 years into business and starting to write systems, there was so many we had to write.
There was too many.
So many. I bet you they don't have everything written down yet.
Probably not.
There was just, dude, like even when I was still there, it was like we could keep making systems for so many things. And so that's just one thing that we're doing with Tutor's Home Improvement, and that's part of like my 12-week year, is that we are writing the systems for the stuff we do.
And it's easier how we're doing right now too, because we're doing it for the first time ourselves and then writing it down while we do it that first time or even the second time. So it's not something that we've done for 3 years,
right? And
are finally like, oh, we should write this down so anyone could do it. We're doing it as we're learning them ourselves.
Yep, and so we'll write it down and tweak it as time goes on.
Right. I really should do it for some of the Tutors of Life stuff, but I feel like if we ever hire anyone to do the editing, they're probably going to know better ways than what I do.
Yeah, but if you wrote yours down and we hire someone that doesn't know.
I mean, we probably wouldn't hire someone that doesn't know. Or
you die and I have to get a new joint tutor. I'm going to have to know how to do this shit.
That's true.
So maybe figure that out.
Okay, fine. I'll start writing them down.
Because we need that foundation.
Yeah.
The power base. That's what I'm calling it.
It really is just like a safety net to have everything written down for if someone quits, if someone dies, if someone's on vacation. It's really nice to just have someone be able to step in those shoes and just do it without any questions.
Absolutely.
And it's also good to have like, I would say like a question answer sheet. Because like with the group homes, like it was a lot of situations that would happen like once. And then it wouldn't happen again for a couple of years. So it would have been nice when the first time that it happened, it was written down.
For a Q&A.
Yep. So then later, someone, like, you'd probably have a table of contents that someone could go through and be like, okay, what do I do if a person runs away?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's already there because they've already had to deal with that at one point in time.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. There's a Q&A would be a good section. I mean, every big business has Q&As for customers and stuff. I'm sure they have Q&As for employees and vendors.
I just need to check something. Hold on.
Okay.
You can keep talking.
All right. So yeah, one part of a foundation is going to be systems and just tracking everything to make sure that everything is done the same. Like there's a standard, right?
Oh, yeah.
So that would be like another part of a foundation is having set standards and following those standards.
And they apply to everyone.
Apply to everyone, yep. So it doesn't matter if you're the brother of the owner. It doesn't matter if you're the cousin of the owner. Whatever it is, everything applies the same. It's just everybody's set at the same standard.
Yeah. And then you're like tracking that and making sure to tell them if they're not making that standard or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that leads into, that's like a lot, like laws, right? Everyone being held to the same standard as law.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, we could go on a huge tangent with that.
My
Conspiracy theories and stuff.
Dude.
Yeah.
Andy Frisella said the other day on the podcast, he knows how to minimize DUIs and like OWIs to record lows.
Chris Wilhelm could probably also do that for you.
No. He's saying how you would get people to quit doing it.
Oh.
How you would just get people to quit doing it.
That's what you mean. I thought you meant like record lows of like consequences.
No. The opposite. Everybody's held to the same standard. You're caught operating while intoxicated, you go to jail for 1 year.
Oh yeah, no one would do it then.
Nope. You go to jail for 1 year if you're caught drinking and driving. Dude, no one's fucking doing it.
Yeah.
So minimal of people are doing it. I would not even think of getting in a vehicle after I've had more than like 2 drinks.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't even do it. Go to jail for a year compared to I have to pay $2,000. Get fucked, dude. $2,000's nothing.
Yeah.
That's a joke.
Yep.
Dude, or lose my license? Okay, I'll go get a permit to drive to work because I work 16 hours a fucking day. It don't matter.
Yeah, and you drive everywhere for work.
Yeah. Well, wow, that really affected my life a lot. Dumb. Yeah, no, go to jail for a fucking year.
That's so true.
It's held to the same standard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that's what really sucks is like even in different states here, they're not held in different standards. Okay, wait, that is not the topic. We're not talking about that.
Yeah, I was seeing if I could get her off, guys. I was seeing if I could get her off track for a little bit. So that's another, setting a standard and then holding everybody to a standard is going to be another layer of foundation.
Mm-hmm. And you do with those two. You sometimes have to do a trial and error with it because
100%.
There are, sometimes you set a standard and you're like, oh, that's actually not possible. Or like before you even set the standard, you should start tracking progress of everyone anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And then you easily can set the standard not based off of probably your best people, but like your second best people.
Yeah. Yep, middle of the road.
Yeah.
Middle of the road gang. Okay. Or depending on what your company is like, could depend on how high of a standard you want to hold. That's an option.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're McDonald's, you're going to be a little bit lower standard compared to if you run a Fortune 50 company.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say Wasota Chop House.
Wasota Chop, yeah, great analogy, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Food and food, love it.
Love it.
But the other thing...
Dude, McDonald's slaps, though, you got to admit.
No. The other thing I really liked in that article I just read was they talked about technology. Making sure your technology is enough for what you need.
That makes sense.
Because when I joined Shaun and Ryan's company, they didn't have... Like, their schedules came out on paper.
That's fine. It was fine for our size. Now that would be very difficult.
I don't know, 3 homes, that was kind of a cluster.
Well, it's getting a lot. But I can tell you right now, they got 6 homes and around 25 in-home care.
Yeah.
Dude,
it would have been impossible.
On paper, oh man, that would be tough. Coordinating 40 employees on paper, whoa. Ouch.
And it was tough getting it started with the 3 houses. So if it would have been something you guys would have started when you only had the 2 houses, it would have been a lot easier.
That makes sense.
To set up.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
So like making sure that you have programs, software, anything right away makes it so much easier for when you do scale up.
Absolutely, yeah. And also if we had earlier on having like Word and Excel at every home, because we didn't get that until I think we were at like 5 homes.
Jesus.
Something like that. So making sure everyone's got the same programs and stuff for tracking.
Yeah.
Because once everyone started tracking and stuff and doing their own documents, oh my God, that made our life so much easier.
Oh, yeah.
And it gives them more ownership of their position and stuff. So, technology, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and it would have been nice because, the program that we used for you guys is pretty good, but it would have been easier to, like, try it when you're a smaller company, and after a few months or a year, you realize, I don't know if we like this, maybe we'll try something else. It's so much easier to switch when you're still a small company compared to when you're a bigger company. So that's the issue, too, like, with Gold Star right now is they've been talking about switching, like, our inventory systems, but it would just be such a headache to do with where the company is right now. Because we still have to sell stuff.
Right.
So if we would want to switch, like, our normal day-to-day tasks, like, don't end. Like, we can't just put a pause on the business.
Right.
Like, we would have to do it on top of everything else we already do. So that's just, like, one thing that they've just haven't even attempted because it's just going to be awful when it happens, if it happens.
Dude, think of, like, Mayo Clinic implementing a new system.
They did.
I know, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's insane.
The hospitals nearby all, like, switched systems, and it was awful for them, I guess.
Awful for a long time.
Yeah. Like, they had a whole bunch of issues with it.
Yeah. Well, because you got to figure they got to have thousands of employees.
Oh, yeah.
Thousands of employees.
Tens of thousands.
Tens of thousands. Yeah, tens of thousands of employees. And you switch an operating system? Bro. That had to have fucked them up.
Yeah.
Especially the people that are working there for 10 years and know how that current one is.
Oh, yeah, and, like, the older, like...
the
workers.
older... Yep.
Had to be so much harder for
Holy
them.
man. Okay, so technology. Love it. So, we have systems, tracking, system and tracking, setting a standard, technology.
Insurance was another good one that we saw.
Insurance, yeah, I have business insurance. That's a no-brainer.
Right, and make sure it works for your business and, like, it covers everything you need it for your business.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Because, like, Shaun and them didn't realize that they didn't really have. It was something with auto insurance that it was weird, right? Like, because you had to get something different because if someone would have actually gotten in a crash, it wouldn't have been covered at all with what you used to have.
Yeah. So, yeah, before we just had like a Progressive commercial quote or policy, and then we found out that this actually wouldn't cover shit and stuff, and it was just a show. Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah. But most places I don't think are gonna have like a car insurance like you guys need to because you drive all the time for work.
Right. Yep.
What was the other one? There was another one. There was some other, like, it was really hard to find stuff good on, like, if you can't just Google search it really, because a lot of it talks about, like, personal and business life, not really how to set up your business for success, not failure.
Yeah.
The other one on that one article was financing. The question was, can you start a business with no money? And he says, absolutely not. Which I think is so true, because like he says, in order to start a business, you're going to need some kind of supplies. Like
Yep.
you're going to need an office space, office supplies, software, all of that stuff. So like to start this podcast, like we had to spend money to get all of the programs, equipment, everything. It wasn't just something free that we stumbled
We could
upon.
have gotten away with spending like, I think you can get away with spending like $200, but it's gonna be pretty poor quality. But
Right.
no bullshit, because you gotta have a computer and stuff. Yeah, fuck no, an area to do it. Yeah, everything costs money, dude.
Yeah.
Everything.
And so you just have to be realistic with how much you want to spend right away. Personally, like we've talked about this before, like with starting a podcast, like get like medium quality stuff,
Yeah.
because the lowest quality,
It's just gonna break right away.
right, it's not gonna, you're just gonna have to buy that same thing over and over again and just waste more money on it.
Right.
And like we've talked about when we, like, if we start making money on this podcast or further down the road, like we'll probably end up getting like newer, nicer microphones that are like worth more.
I don't know, dude, these ones fuck.
These ones are pretty good.
Yeah.
We could get some that have compressors though. That would make our sound spikes a little more even for you and me.
Oh, makes sense.
Yeah.
You wanna know what else would be really cool?
What?
Putting that desk over here.
It would have been, but you don't have a desk then.
Yeah. That does pose an issue. I'll just quit working. Problem solved.
Yeah, you hate not working.
I know. Oh, I bought a truck.
Oh yeah. No, we talked about that in the other one.
Yeah, I know.
You just wanted to bring it up again.
I brought it up again, guys.
Ooh, I like this one too. Have a clear plan. Like knowing where you want to take your business
That is going to help a lot.
with your foundation. And that's
Oh,
something
dude.
you need to revisit often.
Yeah, that's going to change. That's going to definitely change. But when you get a bigger company, actually, so as you grow, having your why for where you want to go, so having your why and like why you guys are working towards that is going to help you choose the teammates you need to help grow your company, which is going to solidify your foundation more. So by having a clear path and a clear why, you can build your team around you, get the customers you want to have, the good customers, the 20% of customers that make up 80% of your income, and align with your vision and goals. And that leads us into our next thing, building a team.
Yeah.
So, recap. What do we got?
And what do you mean?
Oh, what have we all talked about so far? So we talked about systems,
Yeah.
Okay.
Systems, tracking.
tracking. Wait, systems and tracking, a standard.
Yep.
Okay, what's the next one?
Technology.
No, that wasn't yet.
Oh.
There's insurance, technology. Who fucking knows? Fuck it, guys. Listen to the podcast over again. Shut up.
Yeah.
All right, next one's team building.
Yeah. Having a good team around you is super important. Shaun and I have been lucky enough, like with this podcast, we've had a lot of our friends and family listen to it and encourage us to keep going. Mm-hmm. They don't give us topics suggestions, though. I will say that.
Some of them do.
We've gotten like 3.
You know what? Thank you for the 3 we got.
That's true.
Yep.
So we've been lucky with like just the support we've gotten from this. Shaun has his brother for Toots Home Improvement.
Mm-hmm.
They've been doing excellent work together on building things, remodeling homes and doing whatever. And I'm sure, hopefully, you'll be adding another member to your team. We'll find out tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then with Stable Living,
We had a big team.
they have a big team now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it started out Ryan and I, which was super nice because I wouldn't want to do that endeavor on my own. Well, and even currently, Ryan and I in the motel and trailer park because we didn't want to own, neither him nor I wanted to own the motel and trailer park on our own.
Yeah, you and Ryan were probably the best like combination of people, I would say, to start that business and to get it like where it was when you left.
Mm-hmm.
They were just very good at balancing each other out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
we played off each other's strengths and weaknesses well.
And a lot of like your first hires stayed with you for a while.
Yeah. And we just like worked.
Yeah.
You know, it was dumb, but we just worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so then we built a team.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the team allowed us to scale, and that's what you need.
Yeah. The one article I was telling Shaun about is how important human resources, which I thought was very interesting because I've never thought that to be an important position, because like that was a position you guys added really late. That's a position my workplace just added after 12 years.
Yeah, I'm tracking that, and I do see where they're going with that, because the human resource is going to do the hiring, firing, and help build that team, and
I think they're supposed to do a lot of marketing, building those systems or changing those systems.
Absolutely they are. So yeah, building and tracking systems, team building, marketing, all that shit, because it's human resources, literally.
Yeah.
That's like their job.
And they're going to deal with like a lot of like employee issues themselves. So then you as the owners or managers can focus on the actual business, not on like employee things. Like, so if an HR person thinks that it's something that needs to change, then obviously they'll go to you. But I mean, I know for a fact that lots of businesses, there are some piddly things that you don't need to actually worry about. A human resource person can handle that.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, so here, like, as part of a team, you need a visionary. And if you don't have somebody that's got some sort of vision, okay, the business doesn't exist. But you got a visionary, and then you need a level of an implementer.
Yeah.
So someone who can implement that vision and put it into fruition. Okay, so visionary, and then you need an implementer. So you pretty much, you have to start there.
Yeah.
To get the business going.
Can one person be both?
One person could be both.
Okay.
Yeah, they can. Ideally, as you move forward, you put people into those roles.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, for sure. And then as it gets going, that's when you start adding the support members.
Yeah.
And
I think I have that notebook here.
oh, as you roll with your support members and adding people like the HR and stuff, having your why and having your like standard set is going to help you hire accordingly to hopefully retain quality employees or quality team members to help solidify that base.
Yeah. Yeah, because we talked about, or we learned about this from the systems guy.
Yeah, the VTO guy.
Yeah.
The traction guy.
Yep.
Traction implementer.
Tried looking for it. I couldn't find it.
Yeah, there's like 5 levels. Isn't there like 5 people or something? 4 people? 3.
Something like that, yeah.
Something 3 to 5. Something like that.
But it was good because it laid out like roles that people really should have in a business to make it successful.
Yep.
And it was really cool.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I like that a lot. It is good. It's very good. So yeah, just building a solid team, and then you get to the point where, as the owner, people aren't working for you, you're working for everyone else, because you got to work to keep the team going.
Yeah.
And keep that vision going for the strength of the company.
And you need to, I don't know if you said this, you need to make sure those people like understand your vision and want to help you work towards your vision. So that was something Rob Bailey had issues with his business. He had a whole team, creative team.
Yep, whole creative team, yep.
And he fired them all because they weren't going in the direction he wanted it to go.
Yep.
So he fired them all and started over, and is now doing a lot of the work himself because it just wasn't going in the direction he wanted. And so, I mean, that's something to keep in mind while you're hiring people, because that is a huge backward step that he had to take to try and recover from that. And now he even said, like, he doesn't really trust people again yet.
Yeah.
With, like, taking over that yet.
Yeah. Well, what's neat about that is, like, he did that and he learned about it, and him and Austin are the ones that are, like, doing most of the creative work. And now they're like making more money.
Yeah, which
Just
is
by
insane.
them doing it instead of having like 6 creative people there doing it.
Yeah.
So I mean, their efficiency and them knowing the vision is like that much more powerful. So I mean, really, what they like, as they find more people that align with their vision, right? That's just how much more exponential the company could grow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's like Rooster Teeth. What I like about them is they're like clothing line. They have a whole bunch of different ones, and like some people have been with the company for a long time, have their very own like clothing line that they do, and like so they'll have meetings for the clothing line and whatnot, and the people who are a part of those groups are the ones that give them the suggestions. So they only make stuff based off of like what the creators actually want. So I really like that because it follows all their personalities still. Even though they're not the ones like actually designing it, like they're giving the creators the concepts that they want.
Right. Absolutely. That's cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
It is cool. So yeah, those are, I think, most of the things that I can think of for like.
I would say those are the big ones.
Obviously, you're gonna have to like have the mortar that sticks all those foundation blocks together. Do you like that?
Very, very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice,
Yeah,
babe. You'll need a lot of the fine details. You'll need to know your target customer base. Like, you'll need to know your customer base. You'll have to have the processes for all this, like, of how to market and sell and how to operate and all that shit, right? That's all the mortar.
Yeah.
But as far as, like, the team,
Income, that's also mortar.
the building, shit like that, the
big blocks.
the big blocks, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a good foundation, it's hard to fail if people like what you're doing.
Correct. Yep. Yeah, your team and your customers. Yep. Becomes a lot harder to fail.
Yeah.
Cool. That's what I got on foundation building, babe.
That's all I got. I hope we helped you guys out a little bit. I'll probably write another blog on this at some point, just so it's in writing. So any of you that want to look back on this or listen back on this, then you have a point of reference.
Maybe we'll do one of these with Ryan and talk through some of the stable living days with him.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
Yeah. See what we did. Talk about what we did back then and what he's doing now.
Yeah, I like it.
Cool. All right. Well, hope everybody enjoyed that. Hey, watch my YouTube videos. I look fucking stunning as all. And,
Yeah, whenever I get them up.
yeah. Well, tomorrow. You said you get them up tomorrow?
I'm going to work on them tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll get them up.
Oh, okay.
They'll probably be up this week, though, guys.
Watch my YouTube shit. And then, check us out. Follow us on, like, Instagram and Facebook.
We're trying TikTok this week, guys. We're trying it again.
We're going to do this TikTok thing.
We'll see how it goes.
All right.
Cool. Peace out.
Bye.